Good afternoon, and a warm welcome to St. Peter Mancroft Church, everyone both in person and online. My name is George Allin, and this is one of our weekly live-streamed reflections. If you're visiting the church, please do feel free to continue to walk around. If you're not a regular attendant at church, it very well may seem to you that Easter is long gone and past. Any remaining thoughts of a chocolate egg are by now a distant memory. But here in church, we've been continuing to celebrate the festival. In many ways, the resurrection is something we celebrate all year round. It is the centre of our Christian faith. But more specifically, these past 7 weeks, we've been remembering the works of Jesus and his disciples after the resurrection, their meetings and encounters, his ascending into heaven, and leading up to last Sunday, when we celebrated the Holy Spirit coming down among the disciples, God with us and among us. This day has traditionally been known in England as Whit Sunday, though you may also know it as Pentecost. There are a few theories as to where this name has come from. 14th century canon John Merck wrote that it was from the pouring out of wisdom from the Holy Spirit, the pouring out of wit, if you will. However, a more generally accepted theory is the name as a contraction of White Sunday, so named for the white clothes people would wear for the occasion. And what an occasion it is. I'm sure many of you remember when the spring bank holiday was in fact Whit Monday bank holiday before it was changed in 1972. But looking a bit further back, Whitsuntide week, the week following Whit Sunday just past, the week we're in now, used to be one of 3 weeks of the year when those working the land under the local nobility were allowed off on holiday. 3 weeks of the year: Yuletide, the week following Christmas, Eastertide, and Whitsuntide. This pattern of working the land and holiday was disrupted during the Industrial Revolution when many moved to the cities, but it did not stop the festivities. So-called Whit Walks continued, particularly in more northern parts of the country, but across the country altogether. These would occur on the Monday, and in some places new clothes would be bought, white, in keeping with the theme, and marches and walks would be done by Sunday schools, songs sung, brass bands playing. So, how is this all factored into what goes in on the modern day? For most of us, after all, Monday was an ordinary working day. Some people have transferred their traditions alongside the holiday. In Manchester, there will be an ecumenical Whit Walk of different churches together, not on Whit Monday, but on Bank Holiday Monday. A practical update, and in keeping with the public outpouring of Christian witness that the festival takes root in. In more secular music circles, however, a large tradition is likely to be remembered in 2 days' time, on Friday of Whitsun week, or for short, Whit Friday. For those not familiar, the past 150 years have seen the rise of a brass band competition in Greater Manchester, in the Oldham Swaddleworth area. Each year, it brings in dozens of bands, around 60 to 80, and thousands of spectators to watch and enjoy the festivities. It is the one time when all the bands, regardless of their standing in different rankings and competitions, play together, one after the other. From local ragtag groups, school bands, to the highly competitive auditioned groups. But performing is only half the challenge. Each of the many villages in the area hosts its own contest, with the aim being to attend as many as you can in the one day, and the larger overarching contest tracking your progress. To maximise success, Coaches are hired, carefully planned logistics and timetables to ensure as many villages as possible are reached, and as many contests are entered before the end of the day. But part of the fun lies in the fact that not everyone's really aiming to be quite so competitive. Alongside the highly technical demonstrations in full formal dress are those who take a more relaxed approach. Fancy dress and cheesy pop covers come to mind. Merry tuba players dressed as zoo animals is perhaps a bit of a departure from children dressed in new white dresses and shirts. Perhaps a further departure from farmhands celebrating the coming of God as the Holy Spirit and a week off from intensive agricultural labour. But I'm glad that these characterful celebrations continue to exist and evolve in their own way. A link to traditions past and hopefully traditions to continue. A link to a coming together of all peoples from different traditions and styles in fun and jubilation. However it may look for you, I hope that this coming bank holiday is a peaceful and spirit-filled spring bank holiday. Thank you.